Taylor, what was your message to the team after this game today?
Well, first off, congrats to the Warriors. I know Steve's not here tonight, but congrats to Steve, Mike Brown, coaching staff, the players. What a heck of a series. Great competitiveness for 6 games. I'm going to tip my cap to them. Heck of a team. They tested us. They made us better. They made me better. A heck of a series, but congrats to those guys. And I just told our group how proud I am of them. I've never been a part of a group like this, how special they are. That's the players, that's the coaches, that's staff. This obviously stings. Such a special season with a special group. And I want them to cherish that and remember that despite this loss and the end of our season right now, how this is going to motivate us moving forward. The growth individually, the growth collectively from this season, it's only going to make us better. This is a step in the direction of this bright future that we talk about all the time. As disappointing as it is, I had to remind them of everyone's commitment every single day. Not the work just in the games, but the works in the off season, the work in the preseason, non-game days. And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is the care factor. I mean, I've never been a part of a group, collection of players and staff that have had this level of care for many years now. I mean, but this is a 3rd season here, and this group earned everything they got. Just wasn't good enough in the end. That's basketball. But I'm just beyond proud of everyone's commitment and care to making this such a special season, and that I also know that this is going to motivate them to continue having that care factor moving forward, to continue to build 1 year at a time, to hopefully bring a championship to Memphis.
What did you learn about this team over the postseason?
I mean, we can compete with anybody. When we lay it on the line every single day, we have a chance to win. But we also have more to do to get better. Wasn't good enough. You want to be at the top of the mountain at the end of the season. That's what all 30 teams want. We had battles throughout the regular season, battles throughout round 1, battles, obviously in this round. And it's going to make us get better. And we kept talking about as a coaching staff, the growth that we're getting for our players, the growth that we're getting as a coaching staff. We're learning so much in these 5-6 weeks that we had after the regular season. But at the end of the day, the competitiveness that our guys play with, the togetherness that our guys play with is going to give ourselves a chance every game, every year to have success and do special things. And then, when your season ends early like this, you want to go deeper. It's going to reveal things that you got to get better at. What are we going to do individually? What am I going to do as a coach? What are we going to do as a team over the next couple of months to cherish what we did and realize what special things we accomplished? But how do we have to get better? What more do we have to do individually and as an entire team to take that next step?
Along those lines, Taylor, a series like this, 6 games, 2 of them were blowouts, but 4 games essentially decided in the 4th quarter. What do you want them to take from this experience of, a series where they went toe-to-toe, but ultimately, you fall short?
Well, it always starts, as I said a moment ago, with our competitiveness, the energy and effort that you got to have. I mean, you got to lay it on the line every single game for 48 minutes, and for the majority of the season, we did that. In the playoffs, everything's magnified. Not to get too coachy here, but it's all the little things. And I just sum it up by saying, how are you going to make the winning plays one possession after another for tonight's game? And, outside of the 2 lopsided, games in the series, we did that. But then there was just those breakdowns or that mistake there that, can you control that a little bit better? How can I, make a decision a little bit better? It's all of us, how we can just find that those little things, if they add up enough, they could be the deciding factor in the game. So hopefully that's the biggest takeaway. I told the guys, our little, not that we have a checklist or anything, but you compete and you play with that effort and urgency. That's where it starts. And then on top of that, just find a way to make a winning play every single play. Basketball's not a perfect game for sure, but can you make enough winning plays? And unfortunately, we did enough in this series.
Kevon Looney, started today, 11 offensive rebounds, 22 total. Just why do you think he made such a big impact today?
Yeah, I mean, great adjustment on their part. Obviously, them as an entire team, 25 offensive rebounds. We got lucky with the second chance points. It probably could have even been way more than 21. They missed some shots, but 21 second chance points, 25 offensive rebounds, 23 fast break points. I mean, that's a recipe for not being successful, and we still had a chance. That's the effort and the competitiveness that our guys continue to play with. But Looney stepped in. He limited us on the offensive boards for sure. His physicality, I thought his positional defense was really good. They utilized him in a couple different coverages, and then offensively, he definitely really hurt us on the boards. And that was just a collection, of all of our guys needing to do a better job. So, it's definitely tough learning right here. Give them credit. We'll get better from this.
Coach, right here, Looney, of course, had a good rebounding game. So did Draymond Green. Steven Adams went out at the half or right before the half limping and came back and played, but didn't seem to have that extra. What exactly happened to him, and how tough was that on your team?
Yeah, just a minor tweak to an ankle down on the far baseline. Got evaluated. I mean, that happened multiple times throughout the season, and he's come back and played just fine. So felt good. Obviously he's been a big part of what we've done all season long. But they had a good game plan to kind of minimize him on both sides of the floor. But an injury he's dealt with, and he was fine in the second half.
How challenging was it for this season to end with Ja off the court, and does it make you think about the way that it ended any differently, the fact that he was your leader all year and he wasn't able to play?
I'm not going to go down that path. I mean, obviously, I've said the last couple of days since we got the news, like, you obviously want Ja out there, and all season long, now at the end of the playoffs, having to play without him, it's tough. But I'm so proud of the group's effort, when that's been the case. And I say it when anyone's been, I mean, we had different guys with injuries all season long, COVID, the whole league deals with that. Obviously, you want Ja out there. But just the way that our guys rallied, and I mean, the last 3 games, 2 close ones, and then we take care of business in Game 5. We've been doing that all season long. So, I know just like, the entire team, he'll be motivated to come back. For all of us, this is great learning, how to be healthy at the end of the year and maintain, that endurance and all that stuff, how we put the work in the off season, how we mentally get better, from learning from this, the winning plays that you got to make. This is just such great experience for all of us.
Have you been able to wrap your mind around yet in terms of why your rebounding was such a strength in the regular season, and in this series, in 5 of the 6 games, it became kind of a detriment to your success?
Yeah, I mean, can't really put a fingerprint on it right now. I mean, I just think, our personnel led to a lot of that success during the regular season. I think the collection of, it can't just be all on Steven. We talked about that a lot. Obviously, he's a force down there when it comes to rebounding. But, our guards, I saw upticks in their rebounding throughout the year. JJ as well. Just, one of those series, where they took advantage. They were, beating us to the balls, 50-50 balls. Their guards were attacking more. We just, kind of got away from what we had been doing all season long, and, revealed itself and was definitely a difference maker in this series. And this is one of those things that we got to carry with us. And, despite the disappointment, let it be fuel for us to go, hey, we did all regular season. This is one of those things, those winning plays that Coach talks about, that we talk about having pride in, to not let that be a case and a deciding factor.
All right, last question, Jarvis.
All right, so Dillon Brooks really showed up this last game. He was trying to carry a little bit about his bounce back. Was this a redemption game for him, and you were looking for him, and he responded?
Yeah, I mean, he was great. The shooting the 3 ball well. I mean, we were struggling trying to generate some offense, and whether it was in the flow of the offense, calling plays, he definitely had a hell of a game tonight. I mean, the effort that he gives defensively every single night, the balance that he showed, they made it a lot really tough on all of us. I mean, as a team, we shot 35%, but we're not in this game without his effort. He was phenomenal tonight. Definitely a big bounce back game. This was great, DB. All right.
The way the season went was amazing. Never been a part of a group like this before. I'm motivated. I'm ready to, hit the summer running with my dogs and working and understanding that every year we getting better, and it's blatant. And I'm just proud to be a part of this team. And this series could have went our way either way. 2 games lost by 1. And we got to realize that rebounding and fast break points is what killed us. So congrats to the Warriors and good luck on the rest of their way.
Dylan, in the fourth quarter of those last two losses, or when they kind of pulled away each time, what do you think went wrong? And then, like with Ja Morant being out in each of those games, you feel like if he would have played, those fourth quarters could have went differently.
100%. Ja is one of the best point guards in this league, so you guys know that. Obviously, it would change. But, we made do with what we had, and we got wins with what we had. And we got to figure out, like I said, it's offensive rebounding. Get more shots for a team that loves to shoot threes. And most of the time when it's offensive rebounds, it's an open shot. But it's just learning from the mistakes and knowing that every single year for us is going to be elongated, not just 82, but what was it, like 100 or whatever. So, we got to be healthy and realize that, every year we are going to contend.
All right, Dylan, the game seemed to get away from Memphis in the last 7 minutes of this game, and it was the other game here, the last game here, it was kind of the same thing down the stretch. Do you feel it was their experience as much as anything else that how they were able to turn it around in their favor?
No. Like I said before, it's offensive rebounds to get extra shots for them. Some of our turnovers. And letting them get easy fast break points. That's how I feel. I don't feel like it's their veteranness because we still came out and won 2 games. And either way, this series can go either way. We could be up 3-1. So I don't think it's the veteranness. I think it's just attention to the details that we had, and we did it in Game 5. We just couldn't do it for 48 in Game 6. So.
Dylan, I saw you after the game, talking with various guys from the Warriors. Did you sense, was there I know things got testy over the course of the series. Did you feel like at the end of this there's like a mutual respect?
100%. They know that we're going to come every single year. We're young and they're getting old, so they know we're coming every single year. And that's the way I play. I play for the respect. I play for my peers to respect me. So, this is a good motivation, good learning. Playing against one of the 2 best shooters in history, and going against them is an amazing feeling. It's great for us, and we're going to take this throughout the summer and ready to do it again.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
Appreciate it.
Jaren.
Over about the season, and also I saw you and Draymond talking to each other afterwards. Dylan said that there's a mutual respect between the both teams. Can you just share what you guys talked about?
A lot to reflect on in the season, a lot to definitely be proud of, a lot to just look at, and definitely tough to end it for sure. Probably the most fun I ever had playing basketball. It is the greatest group of guys you've asked for, 100%, no doubt about it. I know that just from being around them, and if you look from the outside, I bet you can tell. And, yeah, I was talking to Day-Day, and, I've known Day-Day for years just because where we come from. And, just told him congrats, bro. Big fight. That was a battle. Every game was tough. A lot of emotions, Credit to them. They play better today. They did a lot of little things. So, yeah.
Jaren, what do you think was the biggest reason they had the 70-44 rebounding advantage with Kevon Looney moving to the starting lineup?
The reason for it, the rebounds, they just got more than us, man. Even though sometimes the ball was bouncing their way, we should have just got more. You know, that's just tough. It's tough to think about. You just gave up too many right there. Me, myself, for sure. So.
Jaren, you mentioned a lot to reflect on in the season. This particular series, what do you take from it with the fact, Dillon mentioned it, like this thing could have gone either way. And, ultimately they win 4, you lose, they win 4. And what can you take from this to apply to what will probably be several more postseason runs in the future?
Yeah, definitely something to remember. You look at each game, there was just a lot going on in each game. Two pretty much blowouts, one for each team. Games decided by 1, games close, and then they pulled away right here. So I think everybody was fighting. I think everybody was playing hard. I think everybody was just, we wanted it. So we wanted it, man, for real. Wanted it bad.
As you look back on your season individually, you're able to stay healthy this year after some of the troubles in past years. What's something that you're kind of proud of for your development this year, and then also something you're looking to improve on this offseason?
Yeah, I'm happy I was able to be out there. Being out wasn't fun, so being able to have a pretty much full season and be a part of the playoff run and going to the summer healthy is, everything I could ask for in terms of health. Credit to the training staff for what we did last year to get me strong enough to compete this year. And, just you build on it every year. You work on your whole game. You work on your mind. I'm still young, so I'm trying to work on everything. There's a lot of things I can do on the court, and I want to continue to build on all of them and just become more polished and become more efficient. That's really it for sure.
You mentioned that this is the most fun you've ever had playing, and
Easily.
you like your teammates. What is it that made this year so special? Like, why was this the most fun that you've ever had playing?
We kept a lot of the same people from last year, so a lot more continuity there. Everybody knows each other, and you add Steve-O, you add some new guys, and they just fit right into what we had going on. Coach is seasoned now. He got his feet under him. He knows how to coach now. He's coach of the year in my eyes. So, you just look at how our season went. We was even a lot early, went on a little bit of a run, got our groove, and was really just having fun with it all, man. Like, I don't know. It was hard to explain. We were just rocking with each other. We weren't really caring about pretty much anything else. Like, we just cared about what we had so much. We were just rocking with each other. It was crazy. And it's just genuine. It's natural. I don't know, man. You're playing with your friends out there. Like we really rock with each other. So, we hurt for each other and we want shit for each other. So that's really how it is.
Jaren, you guys, all year long, you made it clear that you wanted the smoke from everybody. But I do wonder, because of the history with the Warriors in the play-in game last year and the way you guys competed every time you faced them, are they still in a different lane when it comes to how you guys, kind of size yourselves up? And, rivalry gets thrown around too much, but,
Do I think they're in a different lane than us?
No, are you – the rivalry is not the question, but, do you still look at them and say – that they are the kind of team that not only do you guys want to accomplish the kind of things they did, but is there a different edge, a different rivalry with this team, especially after this series?
Whoever we were going to see in the playoffs, like the two teams that were going to play a lot, it'll probably add a little more year to year just because we're seeing them a ton. There's just more emotion there. A team like the Warriors, I've been seeing win since I don't know how long I've been alive. Since I was younger, I was watching them win championships and play with each other and have a nice offense. So, but now I'm here and we're here, so we'll see y'all again. The story continues, man. We're just amped to get back out there. Just what it is. We'll be there.
How will the fact that all of this happened, especially the end, happened without Ja? How will that affect how you think about it all, how you digest what took place in this series?
It didn't really happen without him, did it, though? the end, but for the most part, I mean, the kid goes out averaging 40 points and 8 assists. So, I mean, there's not much else I can say right there. I mean, the kid is heroic, and he's going to continue to be that.
Does it make it easier to digest that you guys weren't?
To make it easier?
Yeah, because you weren't full strength.
No. Hell no. No. Come on. There's no way. I'm probably struggling with it right now, but at the same time, I got to keep on moving forward, be grown about it, be a professional, and just congratulate everybody for the work they did, and congratulate my teammates, and be happy for the fans, you know, how they came out this year. Everything was lit. You know, you can't ask for much else, man. It's the playoffs. It's the greatest sport in the world. I'm having the greatest time in the world with the greatest team in the world, for sure. So, these are my dogs. And thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks, Jaren.
For sure. All right.
I mean, either one of you, what's the message like with the team? You know, what's the feeling right now? I mean, we just seen Taylor, Jaren, Dillon all come here and basically say this is the most fun they've had, you know, with a basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it has been, and this is a unique group that we got. We've said it all year, but it's just been a fun season. You know, something that you got to cherish because this is not normal. You know, this is easily the closest team that I've been on and been a part of. You know, this team we've had the most fun. It's the most fun I've had since I got into the league, and yeah, it's a special group, special unit that we had, and definitely something that you can't take for granted. It's just special. What we had was special.
Des, what, you know, in a series that was probably even closer than 4-2, you know, a lot of games could have gone either way. What will you take from this series as a group, you think, in, you know, into future postseason runs?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you know, kind of similar to last year. You know, the feeling that we have right now. You know, last year we felt like we had a good year, went into the playoffs, made the playoffs, and then we came back this year, you know, on a mission to build off of that. You know, and I think we did a good job of that. And you know, the same mentality. You know, obviously celebrate for you know, a week or so, but then, you know, after that it's right back to the drawing board and you know, trying to prepare for next season and build off of what we did.
Des, has the way that this season has gone for you, you made a big leap, you did the Rising Stars, you're here in the playoffs. In what way has that, I guess, changed your outlook going forward, you know, to next season and beyond that?
Well, I mean, nothing. I mean, it's, you know, going into the off season, the goal is always to improve and get better. So, I mean, that's the main goal, and come back next year, add some things to my game, and you know, be able to help this team hopefully make a little bit deeper run. But, you know, going into the off season, same mentality, make another leap. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, yeah, in some areas, I mean, I want to, you know, I pride myself in being healthy, you know, and getting, you know, hurt, kind of tweaking my back at a time like this kind of shows me that I probably got to do more in the off season to be able to withstand the long minutes and long seasons. So, you know, that's one area that I'll prioritize this off season.
Guys, right here, Coach Jenkins didn't want to get into it about playing without John. Jaren said that, you know, he's 40 points and 8 assists and everything else that he had. Did you guys feel like you were playing with an arm behind your back in this series, or did you just try to put that out of your mind, knowing going in without Ja?
I mean, I didn't feel that way at all. I mean, obviously, Ja's a superstar, and, you know, but Tyus filled in and was huge for us, you know, throughout the whole series. I mean, he gave us that lift that we needed, you know, throughout the entire series. So, I mean, to say that we were playing without, or with one arm behind our back. I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, obviously, when you're missing anybody that plays in a rotation, you know, this late in the season, you feel it and you feel for him. But you know, I think Tyus and everybody did a great job stepping out.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.